Today I would like to tell you a story about a boy who decided to give himself one more day. One night on the 1st of July 1997, a soon-to-be mother gave birth to a young boy. Fortunately, this boy joined the 6.3 million other individuals who were born with dyslexia in the UK. However, this wasn't all the boy would end up facing, because his life would be filled with a set of challenges and a set of adversity. Things were normal, family, household, until the boy was 5, when the boy's mother had to ask the boy's father whether he was willing to consider a second family or not. Shortly after this, the father went away from the family home and he decided to go and think about how and what he would do. And across the next couple of years, this boy would end up meeting his father and go backwards and forwards between his mother and his father. This is a very normal concept for a lot of families. Until the age of 7, where the boy came back from seeing his father, and unfortunately, due to the emotion and the anger that the boy felt at the time, he was in the position where he went into his room and he decided in a fit of rage to stab pins for a picture of his mother, who he loved very dearly, and was a kind of alarming experience for the boy, which led to the boy to deciding that he wouldn't actually continue the relationship with his father. He wouldn't continue to see his father. So he decided to tell his mother to cut off all contact with his father. As the boy grew, he went to secondary school, and he was, as I said earlier, born with dyslexia. Now, for those who may not know, dyslexia is a learning disability that changes how one's brain is wired. The ability, or the learning disability, changes how one processes text and information when it comes to written and reading and writing, and can make that person quite challenged in this respect. But there's also, of course, not a lot of other benefits, as in we have increased levels, or one has increased levels of creativity, increased levels of open or big picture thinking, and also able to think outside the box a lot more. Back to the story. As the boy moved into the secondary school, he was picked on and bullied and said, well, you'll only be able to get a D in English, or you'll only be able to not go as far as you feel you potentially could or should. So the boy started at secondary school, and unfortunately he was in the position where he was picked on a lot. He was called dumb, he was called stupid. Even some of the teachers said to him, so why are you not going to be able to get more than a D in English because of your dyslexia? As this boy grew into a teenager and started to go through puberty and have those changes that normally happen in that, he started to have this feeling, and he started to find attractive in girls, and started to kind of introduce himself to the idea of love, or what we could know of love at a teenage age. Now, unfortunately, the boy in this story ended up falling in love with someone and ended up being in a non-healthy relationship where there was lots of different issues and lots of different challenges that that boy faced within that relationship, some of which being narcissism, some of which being gaslighting, and some of which being borderline emotional abuse. And it was an emotionally abusive relationship, and something which really didn't help the boy move forward, especially at a very specific pivotal time in this boy's life, because this is when you learn a lot of those things because of the changes that happen in puberty, of course. At the peak of this emotional pain, the boy needed a break. He needed something to be able to allow himself to feel normal without this emotional pain, without this pain that he was feeling. So he took to self-harm as a solution, and unfortunately this caused a chain reaction across the next couple of weeks at the time that led to one night in Pacific where this boy considered and was very close to taking his own life, because he felt as if it was something which he was a burden on everyone else around him. He felt like he couldn't take the emotional pain anymore. He couldn't consider the idea of continuing to move forward and continuing to carry on with his current existence. So he thought the only option was to end it all and finish himself and end his life. So just before the boy did attempt suicide, he was greeted by a voice in his head that said, just hold on for another day. It will get better. All you have to do is take another step forward. From this point forward, the boy believed that he was saved, or that concept or that level of adversity that he's gone through in his life put him in a position where he needed to share this story with you today for a reason and for hopefully some meaning that you can take from it. That is, if you're watching this and you're going through something hard and you're going through something painful and you're going through something which wasn't your fault or was your fault or could be your fault, it's not something that's going to be there forever. The point and the belief for me, as the boy in this story, is that all you have to do is give yourself one more day.